Good morning from Honister. It's ever so noisy this morning. Good morning from Honister Slate Mine. They're trying to round up some sheep this morning. So this morning and the rest of today we're going to be ascending Great Gable and 4 of its neighbours. We parked in Honister Slate Mine for £5, so we're parking there all day. And to start things off, we've got a steep ascent, and the first fell of today is Grey Knotts, straight up that way. Great place to park there, £5 all day. There is a National Trust car park, but I believe that's £8 all day. So if you have the choice, stick to the Slate Mine car park. This initial part is steep, but the stony path is good. Much higher up here. Got a bit of climbing up to do. Okay, we've levelled out a touch at just over 1500 feet. And for now, we're keeping to the left of this fence line. So yeah, little pain of clambering up there for a big gain. I've just changed from a woolly hat back to my cap because I've now warmed up a bit. And the sun does come out, and it does occasionally in the Lake District. I need something to shade my head. Another bit of cliff to traverse. This fence line doesn't seem to want to end.
We did all these fells back in May. Started with Robinson, dropping down, across to Hinsgarth, back round, Dalehead, dropping down, up to Maidenmoor, and then back off.
And Keswick and Derwent Water is beyond there.
And that must be Skiddaw little man, just peeping out.
Oh gosh.
And then Blencathra over there.
A nice cairn to show us the way. And if in doubt, you can always ask the nearby sheep. The most useless style in the Lake District. That's where we're going to be heading after we've done this one. And the one in the furthest distance is Great Gable. That's the largest of the fells that we're doing today. The 8th highest Wainwright in the Lake District. So according to our GPS, this is Grey Knotts, about 400 feet away. Hey. Some magnificent views from Grey Knotts this morning. So our next fell is just over there in front of Great Gable, called Brandreth. Apparently you're supposed to wear bright jolly jumpers when you hike to it. So 1.5 miles in, 1 Wainwright down, 4 to go. We seem to be the only ones up here today. Very peaceful this morning. to do a slight diversion. Heading that way, but before we get any further to Green Gable, we're going to be cutting down over there to Base Brown and get that one done. We're going to do a down, an up, a down and an up, and then back again. So from where we are here, Green Gable and Great Gable are back there. But we're going to make a slight diversion, aren't we? We're so close. But we're going to hike down 2/3 of a mile to Base Brown. So we'll do it. Let's go for it. We're coming down to Base Brown before going up to Green Gable. Come halfway down and we're thinking, crikey, we're going to go back on ourselves. When you see other YouTube videos swearing this is a good idea, oh well, we'll see. Oh dear, there's a long way down. And the other two fells that we've done today, they're to our left. So from the dip here, it's only about 1/3 of a mile to the top. It's a tricky one. If you do our route and Base Brown's on your list, it's up to you to decide whether it's worth doing or you save it for another day. Regardless, we're doing it and ticking it off. The good news about doing this, you do get to see the other two fells that you've done to your left. Stunning. I think Elaine's found the top. We've done it, people. We made that decision and we did it. Base Brown! Some excellent views up here, especially behind us, because we've got to go back up there. Let's have a quick sandwich and then we'll make our way up to Green Gable, then Great Gable beyond that. On our way again. We've got to go straight back up there. Green Gable beckoning. Okay, so almost back at the dip, almost 1:15. Let's see what time it will be when we get to Green Gable. This is all to our left as well, including Scarfell Pike. Looks stunning. We're now back at the point where we made our diversion down to Base Brown. And Green Gable now is 0.15 of a mile. You know you want to. Now this is a view. Incredible. Right, time for a cup of tea. We're going to sit in that shelter there and have a rest before we go for the big one. Happy?
I am now. No, but not all the way down there.
Yes. Have a break. Have a chocolate covered wafer biscuit. other chocolate bars are available. Lovely and peaceful up here. Picked the right day to do these set of fells. We're on our way. I have been saying once or twice that this is the 8th highest Wainwright in the Lake District. It's the 7th highest Wainwright, so that's actually a plus. It's one higher than what I thought, so that's good. That was a nice cup of tea and a snack. So we've got to head down now into Windy Gap before it goes up there. Look at that for a view. That is incredible. Windy Gap, and then that is going to be a scramble and a half. The lane only has one stick because I have the other, which is the best way to do this. That way, not much in it. Both very screey, if that is a word. It is now. And to our left, another beautiful sight. This is the point where I say, don't look down. She's going for it. Yay! This is a game of figuring out the best route to take. Lane's over there. I'm over here. I might turn slightly here to the right actually. Looks slightly less tricky. Crikey. And still some way to go. Less than 500 feet to go. A very stony landscape, both on the way up and once it kind of plateaus out a little. We're heading on down and we're trying to decide which route to take. Right, we're gonna come down this route, see all the bottom. We have literally sat on our backsides and slid all the way down there. The path decided to disappear. We're now nearly at the bottom. The lane's still on the backside. I'm going to use my feet for this final bit. Oh look, solid ground after what, half an hour of scrambling and sliding down a pure cliff edge. Ah dear, we went wrong somewhere. That was grueling. I think I've got stones in my boots. I've got stones up my bum. Oh well, that's a memorable one for us. Cannot believe we slid down there. Somebody else could be down. Be interested to see if he Looks as if he's handling it a bit better because he's taking a slightly different angle. Oh no, he's coming down. We're now trying to find the route back to the car. If you can see that line going across the hill, that's the direction we're going in. And there's Great Gable to our right. What a fell. Worst coming down, especially if you end up going our route. Okay, so the crow flies. It's just under 2 miles back to the motor. It's just gone 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, and we've done 6.75 miles. So, although it's just under 2 miles as the crow flies, I think it's going to be a 10 miler by the time we get back to the car. I'll tell you what, it's the life of a sheep up here. Our landscape front has changed again, and hopefully we should start seeing signs of what is slate mining. A few years back when we did haystacks, we came along here. I don't know if you can see, there's a bothy just there, little house to rest before we made our way up to Fleetwith. That was a great walk. All in the shade now because it's almost 5 o'clock in the evening. We've still got to head this way back to the car. I think we found the path which takes us back down to the car. Now that is a nice sight to see. Look how far my shadow stretches. Never felt so tall. Nearly there. These steps aren't too bad, leading us back down. So that's where we've come down from. Great Gable. And Haystacks is also in that direction. We've made it. School's on the doors.
9.19 miles today. Mm-hmm. But it has taken us 5 hours.
And what's been the total ascent?
3327.
Wow.
But we've been up to Great Gable and back. That was the killer. It was the killer. Coming off, I was terrified. Then let me just tell you my review.
Oh, a review?
If you're going to do this walk, the one book said come up Base Brown and then do a circular, but we'd read that it's not very nice coming up Base Brown. But to be honest, it wasn't very nice dropping off Green Gable to do Base Brown and coming back. It felt like a lot of wasted energy. We followed that fence line at the side of the mountain,
Yes.
but I actually think that is quite a good, even though it looks pretty awful, there's quite a zigzaggy path taking you all the way up, and it's very direct at the top, so I thought that was quite a good way up. If you're going to go up Great Gable, go up it from Green Gable, and yes, it's a little bit scary because there's a bit of scrambling, but believe me, it's much nicer if you come back that way than the way we came off. But we didn't know that then. We thought, oh, we don't want to go back that way because it wasn't very nice, but I'm sure it would have been a hell of a lot better than the route we did come down on. Look at my poor boots, all that scurry, scratched them rotten. I'm going to need a really good clean polish when I get home. Today, we decided to park at the Slate Mine in Honister Path, and then it was a very steep ascent all the way up to Grey Knotts. Then from Grey Knotts to Brandreth was very straightforward and pleasant. And then just before we reached the summit of Green Gable, and I mean literally just before, we decided to drop all the way down to Base Brown, which halfway down I was kind of regretting But now I've done it, at least we haven't got to climb up to it separately. Retraced our steps all the way up to Green Gable. Really lovely views from Green Gable, very happy on our walk. Dropped down to Windy Gap and then climbed all the way up to Great Gable. Spectacular views, we could see Scarfell, it was lovely. And then we made the stupid decision to drop down off this side of the mountain, and it was horrendous. We lost the path halfway down, it was gravel, it was just awful. My advice to you is, if you're climbing there, just come back the way you went up. And then we walked all the way around the valley, back to the car. 5 today.